All right, hello, and welcome to this Mass Effect RPG one-shot on Fantastic Dimensions. I got my three players here. We've got characters ready to go. We've got somewhat of a basic understanding of the rules. We do have one player who's completely new to Fate, but we're going to guide him through it, and I'm sure it'll be fine anyway. It's a pretty straightforward system. Andrew and I both have a pretty decent amount of experience with it at this stage, and Heath has played it a couple of times at least anyway as well. So. What I'll do is I'll go through one at a time with each of you guys, just so you can introduce yourselves, you can introduce your character, and if you have a channel or a blog or a web page or anything else that you want to plug, you can do that. This is called the Genophage Tuchanka. So you guys will be an elite squad being sent in to sabotage the Shroud, which is an environmental controlling facility, basically, on Tuchanka, which was established by the Solarians in order to counter the effects of the nuclear winter, which dominates Tuchanka. And basically, they established this facility when they decided to uplift the Krogan centuries before to fight in the Rachni Wars. Now the Krogan population is growing out of control. There's a war going on currently between the Council and the Krogans. The Krogans are just, colonizing worlds at a rapid pace, oftentimes colonizing worlds that are already colonized, and it's causing a lot of trouble. So the Krogan are rampant and need to be stopped, and that's why the Genophage has been developed as a super biological weapon to slow down and nearly stop their reproduction. So we'll go one at a time and let you guys introduce yourselves. We'll start with you, Josh.
Hi, Joshua Kirk. My YouTube channel is Roll with the Punches, and I will be playing Orsak Gammon, a Turian infiltration specialist.
Excellent. Heath, do you want to go next?
Salutations. We'll be playing Drockthar Narak, Turian combat specialist. That's about it.
You have a channel too, don't you?
No, I don't feel like plugging in. I'm too lazy.
Okay. All right. Andrew, you want to go ahead then?
Hey guys, Andrew Knapp here, aka SR2 Joker. I go by SR2 Joker on YouTube. I will be playing Corso, the Impossible Shot, named after the true Solarian style. My guy is a STG sniper.
Excellent. Heath, just if you want to pop up the Dice Stream app for a moment, and you can put your fate points there on the counter, just so we'll be able to see how many fate points you have, because at the moment you don't have anything up there.
Dice Stream, not the Fate Roller, right?
Yeah, no, the Dice Stream just has that little counter thing that you can raise or lower the number on. It's the only thing we'll really use Dice Stream for. But
let me go check. I don't think I've ever actually messed with that particular functionality of it. So
once you bring it up, the counter's already there. It's automatically a 1. You can just raise it up to whatever your fate points are. Starting off, was it 3 or 4? 4.
Gotcha.
Cool. Okay, so. This we are starting a bit late, so we're going to get straight into the action here, and I'm going to try to keep it going fast and furious. Setting the scene, you guys are landing discreetly on Tuchanka. You are in a small, stealthy Solarian scouting vessel. It doesn't have much in the way of armaments. The idea is to get in here without anybody knowing you're here, land it, hide it, and then you're going to proceed on foot to the Shroud, where you will then implement the biological weapon through the environmental controls, and then get back to your ship and get off the world, hopefully without having to fight any massive Krogan ships or anything of that sort. Fortunately, the Krogan are so busy with rebellions, and nobody has dared to consider assaulting the Krogan Homeworld, so there isn't too much of a defense fleet in orbit of the planet anyway. So, Andrew, you're piloting the Solarian shuttle. You managed to bring it in without any trouble. We'll just skip right through any of that and just say you managed to land it stealthily you managed to hide it to the point where it shouldn't be discovered for quite some time anyway. If it's here long enough to be found, more than likely you guys won't be coming back for it anyway. And you guys begin to proceed on foot towards the Shroud. As you're doing so you have your Solarian STG, and we have our two Turian soldiers. You're walking through a post-nuclear wasteland of Tuchanka, and I've put that down as a permanent kind of planetary aspect. So if you want to invoke that in any sense, just if there's anything you could think of that a post-nuclear wasteland would provide you with an opportunity to use a fate point to try and invoke it as a beneficial aspect, you can do that. And I can do that, of course, as well as the GM. So you're moving. We'll say it's nighttime, of course, because this is a stealth operation. And as you're moving across the wasteland through the piles of wreckage and hills of shattered glass, broken glass and steel and sand and dirt and scorched earth, you hear a howling sound.
Is it something recognizable? Would it be something that I may have heard, in my time in the academy, been familiarized with through combat?
You haven't, however, the STG operative has, having extensive knowledge of the Krogan and their homeworld. You know it to be Varen. And Varen are nasty, kind of like big dog-like creatures. I'll bring one up so I can just show you a picture of one in a minute. But yeah, you hear the sound of a pack of Varen, and they're close.
So I kind of kneel down and give a STG sign with my hand to slow up. And in the very quick rambling nonsense that is the style of the Solarian talk, you hear me spout off, "Peck of Aaron, coming. We should be very careful from this point on out. If we see him, take out the Alpha. Make the rest run away."
Understood. I've got your 6. We'll proceed from here.
Can you all see that?
I nailed it. Alien lizard dog.
Yep, there you go. That's what a Varen looks like.
I want one. I'm gonna tame these.
Okay. So as you start to move, you hear it getting closer, and it comes over a hill, and you see them charging in your direction. You see 15 of them. They're moving in 3 smaller packs of 5 in your direction, and they are about 1 zone away from you, so they will reach you rather quickly.
Is there any cover?
Well, the planet is a post-nuclear wasteland, so if you want to take cover behind some rocks or part of a broken building or something, sure.
Okay, in my mind's eye, I'm kind of seeing like this huge, smoldering, 2-story rock structure. The top of it's missing a roof. Everything's just collapsed and just really desolate looking, but there's like a vantage point that we can kind of hide behind and try to scope out the area.
Very good. So you
All right,
move in
sweet.
that direction.
Yeah, I beat it there. And very like slinkish, kind of like a comical Gumby type of motion because of how lanky the Solarians are.
Absolutely.
Oh,
what about you guys? Go ahead,
I go
Jeff.
as quickly and quietly as possible to one of the lower windows, take a position where I can start providing covering fire for our sniper.
Okay, very good. And what about, I'm going to try to start using names, Drakthar.
You said there's 15. How big are these things?
They're about man-sized.
A man size. Alright. I want to charge these bastards.
Yeah, I'd say they're just kind of maybe like a little bit beefier Great Dane type size.
Yeah, they're gonna get them some.
Okay, so Andrew, you take cover around the side of the building. Sorry, I should use your name. Corso takes cover around the side of the building. Orsak moves into the building and goes up to one of the lower level windows. And Brockthar charges towards the pack of Varen.
How real quick, the Torian thing I got, the Master and Commander. What is that to activate that? Is that an action?
Master Commander is the one where you can give a command, right? And they get a +2
Right.
if they
Plus
follow
2.
that command. No, you just do it. You can just say you're doing it. It doesn't cost you a fate point to do it or anything of that sort. No, it's free.
Oh yeah,
Remember, you can only use it once per scene.
Oh yeah. I'll holler out for them to provide cover fire using the Master and Commanders to get a +2 to shoot stuff in the face coming at me.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay. So as you're doing that, one of the three groups moves straight towards you. The other two are kind of going around more of a flanking position. They're either going to completely flank you or they're going to go past you. You're not sure which.
Right.
Let's see here. Who has the highest? Does anybody have notice as a skill? I can't think of what it's called in this version.
I have
alert.
Yeah, alert.
I
Anybody
have ready
alert?
for anything if that helps.
Do you have
So that's
alertness as a skill?
That's a skill.
I have alertness at a +3.
Okay.
No.
What about you, Andrew? Do you have alertness skill?
I do, but it's not that high.
Okay. So I'm going to use the initiative system that the DB guys taught me from whatever game system they robbed it from. I'm going to let Josh go first.
Ready for anything is a +2 to initiative is what I was getting at. If that's what you were calling for.
Okay. Just going to mute you there because you got a lot of background noise there, Bruce. So you have a +2 for initiative, but you have a 0 alertness, so that would bring you up to 2. But that means Josh is faster, so he'd still go first. So basically, the way I do this, Josh, and Heath, Andrew, I think has done it once before with me. Josh, you're going to go first, so you get to take your action, and then you get to decide who goes after you. It can be either one of your allies, or it can be the bad guys. Whoever goes, every time somebody takes a turn, they get to choose who goes next. So that means whoever goes last in a round of action gets to choose who goes first in the next round of action, just to keep that in mind, okay? So you're first anyway, Joshua. So what action would you like to take?
All right, so he moves to the window, and he's going to retrieve his locust and begin basically just laying down a spray of cover fire at them. He's just going to fire a burst across the front of the line to attempt to divert them towards his direction and then take cover again.
Okay, so you're laying down covering fire. That would be basically, that would create an advantage, I think.
Do you get the +2 for that from the command?
Yes, he will. He will get +2 because you shouted out to him to lay down cover.
Okay, so am I rolling guns for that?
So yeah, that would be guns. You get a +2 because he had used his Master Commander stunt for the scene to give, he asked you to lay down covering fire. Well, basically he ordered you to lay down covering fire, but yeah. So you get +2 for that. What's your gun skill?
2, or
Okay.
+2.
So you're going to get a +4 total. So when you go to the roller on Fate Roller, you use the +4. So cool. You got a 5 result. And I'm going to say that you only needed a +2 anyway to succeed. So you succeeded with style. So what that means is when you create the advantage, it creates the aspect on the enemy called covering fire, we're going to call it. However, you succeeded with style, so instead of just getting 1 free invoke on that, it gets 2 free invokes, which I will put that down on the scene now. Just down here, I'll say covering fire. And in parentheses, I'm just going to put an O for Orsak. That's your character's name. So that's your aspect that you've created. Now, what that means is there's 2 free invokes on it. So anybody can use those, but only if you allow them. Otherwise, only you can use them. Okay?
Okay.
Now, who would you like to go after you?
After he pulls back into cover, he radios to the Solarian, "Do you see the Alpha? If so, take the shot." And I will send it to Andrew.
Andrew, go ahead and make an alertness roll. This won't count as your action, but just to see if you do see the alpha.
Okay. So once per scene, I can make a switch between my skills for an action if I can explain why it makes sense with my Solarian racial.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of rolling alert, I want to roll guns, and I've been
Because
quickly zooming back and forth between the packs, trying to identify something with large musculature.
excellent. So you can do that, and you're rolling against. Actually, you're rolling against a great. So you need to get a +4 or better.
All right, here I go. Ooh.
Would
get a
he
plus
get
two.
the Would he get the +2?
For what? For covering fire?
Yeah.
No, because it wouldn't really apply to this situation.
What I'll do, since this seems pretty dire, is I'll go ahead and invoke my aspect of STG style and add +2 to it, so it would take it up to a 4.
Okay, so what he's doing there, Josh, if you've seen with Fate, he's invoking one of his aspects to add +2 to his roll. So he's tagged the aspect STG style. It increases his roll to a 4, which is what he needed to succeed. So that's a tie, which means you're going to succeed at a cost, at a minor cost. Let me see, what minor cost do I want to give it? Okay, the minor cost I'm going to give it actually is just that you're not going to get a shot this round. It's going to cost your action then to actually find it because you're having to look for more. And what you do see is because the reason you notice at first, you have the 15 Varen kind of all flanking around Drokthar. But further back, almost over the crest of the hill that they came charging down in the first place, is where the Alpha is. It seems to be holding back with another pack of Varen.
Okay. So I see that over my comm, and I think I'm saying this right. Your character's name is Azrak, Josh? Sorry, what was that?
Orsak?
Orsak. Okay, sorry, I wrote it down wrong.
It's cool.
I'm gonna return Orsak communique over our communication device and say, the Alpha, he's hanging back up on the hill. He has another pack. And you would pick up that to Heath. Drogthar would pick it up as well.
Yep, absolutely. So, who's going to go next, Corso?
I'm going to say that Drogthar would go next.
Okay. So that's you, Bruce. Drokthar's turn.
All right. How many are around me? You said they started to move?
Yeah, well, you've got a group of... They're basically split into 3 groups of 5. One of which is coming right up to you. They're going to attack you on their turn. The other 2 groups seem to be going around you.
Okay. Use a maneuver to turn on that shield if I can. Is that?
Oh, you mean the barrier? Your shield's already activated, but
yeah, the barrier.
Sure.
And that doesn't eat up my whole turn, does it?
That would be your action, yeah, for the turn, I think, to activate it. Let me double check. Does anybody know any differently? But I think using a biotic power is your action for the turn. Yep, it is.
Yeah.
So you turn on the barrier. How many points does that barrier have?
Oh, I got the chaotic one, so it's that gives me +1, and I think it starts off as 1, and then for every 3 shifts...
Oh yeah, that's right. You have to roll the biotic skill. That's right.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2 starting off.
So, well, wait a minute. What's your biotic skill at? Did you put +3 or +4 in it?
I think I have it at +4. Let me double check.
Okay. So you're going to roll the dice.
It's 3. It's 3.
You're going to roll the dice at +3. Also, guys, if you go over to that gear icon in the Fate Roller, you can click on Display Result Overlay, and that'll show your dice on your screen just so people at home can see. So you got a total of +3. The difficulty you're going against was 0, which is mediocre. So you've got 3 shifts, so that gives you extra +1, right? You said for every 3 shifts you get a +1. And it was +1 to start as well?
Yeah, wait, the chaotic one is what I got. It just gives you +1. It's a strong shield, like you're invoking it or whatever. and then it starts at 1, I believe, and then an additional 1 for every 3 shifts higher. I think I'm doing that right. Probably not.
Okay. So then you have a level 2 barrier. And what's your shield level? Just so I can keep track of it on my paper here.
Shield is 4.
Oh, it's 4, yeah, because you have a light shield. Okay. Cool. And your armor is 3, right?
Right.
Good. I'm just writing this down for future reference so I don't have to ask again. Okay. Cool. So that's your turn. The only one left to go is the bad guys. So the Varen, the first group, is going to move right up and attack you. Now the way I'm going to do this, they're attacking as like a mob, so they get a +1 for each opponent beyond the first, so that's going to give them a total of +4 for their attack, plus their attack skill is at a +2, so that gives them a total of +6.
Okay.
Now, you'll be able to defend this with either your fight skill or your athletic skill. That's your choice. Whichever one's higher obviously makes more sense. Wow, so that's a legendary. That's a +8 on that pack's attack on you. So they've got a +8.
That's pretty good. I'm going to use my fight.
Okay, so you go ahead and... Oh, don't forget, you have the covering fire. So if you want, you can invoke a free aspect, as long as you just have to ask Orsak, who set it up, if he minds if you use it. But go ahead and roll your dice first, anyway, before you start invoking anything.
Let's see what happens.
Roll your dice first and see what you get.
I'm going to invoke that.
Wow, that is a really shitty roll.
That's fucking terrible.
If I could give you some advice, because you just rolled a -4.
Yeah, that's really
which
good.
is the worst roll you could possibly get. I would advise you to invoke one of your aspects to re-roll that.
Yeah, I will invoke, let's see.
That'd be worth a fate point.
Battlefield Juggernaut.
Sure, so just spend a fate point. You can lower your counter on Dice Stream. Or you can do it later if you want, and just go ahead and re-roll.
Yeah, in a second, see if I can get out of this mess.
Josh, if you have any questions about how this is all working, since this is your first game.
No, I pretty much understand from what I read in the rules and like what you guys are saying. So,
cool. If you do have any questions, don't be shy anyway.
Did this just happen?
Cool. Wow, so you went from rolling a -4 to rolling a -3. Okay, if you want, you can invoke another aspect if you want. Spend a second fate point.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
It just has to be a different aspect.
Never give up.
Okay.
Never surrender.
So go ahead and spend a second fate point and re-roll again.
Dude, if this gives me like -2.
Okay, there you go. That's a little better. So you're at a +4.
Okay, and they hit me with 6.
They hit you with 8.
8. Can I use that covering fire to bump it another 2? Wait. How much damage will I take? I'll reduce a lot of that. Right, with the shield and the armor?
Yeah, it's going to go to shields first before it goes to your armor. So what that would do is, at the moment, you'd have 4 shifts getting through. So that will take your barrier out.
Right.
And then it'll lower your shields by 2, and that'll be it. Your barrier will be knocked out, and you won't be able to use it again for another 6 rounds because of your heavy armor.
I mean, can I use covering fire? Can I use that?
As long as Orsak lets you, yeah.
And that's what I'm asking.
You okay with that, Josh?
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's why I did it. So there you go.
So there you go. So you can use one aspect off of that. So I'll just take off one of the marks I put there. There you go. Now there's only 1 left. So that brings you up to 6. That brings you up to 6. Do you want to do anything more?
I think so that'll be 2. I think my barrier will survive that, right?
No, your barrier is at 2, so I would take it to 0.
Oh, well, that's probably worth it. Yeah, I've done blue enough fate points and everything else. This is a shitty way to start combat.
Go ahead over to Dice Stream and lower yourself by 2 fate points that you spent anyway. And your barrier is taken out now for the moment. It's out. 6 rounds, and you can use it again. And for anybody watching that doesn't know, that's because it has a recharge rate of 3, but he's also wearing heavy armor, which it worsens his recharge rates by 3 more. So, okay. So that was, and then the other 2 packs move on past you towards the building because they're going to go to the building because they saw the guys moving in there, and they're moving around towards the building to try to get to your sniper and your other soldier who's laying down the covering fire. I'm going to say, I'm going to roll for them actually to see if they can get there this turn or if it takes them
I
one
get
turn.
an attack of opportunity. They have that, right?
They got a +2, so they can move 2 shifts or 2 zones. I mean, or 2 zones will be on the first. So yeah, they will get to the building. But not inside the building. So they'll be able to move inside the building and attack next turn. Although, actually, Corso, you're standing around the side of the building, aren't you? So one of the packs will be able to attack you this turn, if they next turn, sorry, if they wish.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the end of that round. Now we can mark off 1 round. 5 more rounds, you'll be able to use your barrier again, Heath.
Yeah, that was a waste of fucking time as far as I'm concerned.
The bad guys get to decide who goes first because they choose who goes next, and they choose themselves. This is the risk of letting the bad guys go last in a turn.
Wait,
so
what?
They're choosing to go again because they went last, so they get to choose who goes next. So first, another attack against you. So let's see, they're at a plus. What did I say it was before? I rolled at a.
I think they said +4 or something.
No, it was +6.
6. Oh yeah, even worse.
So yeah, because they're at a +2, but they also get another +4 for the fact that there's 5 of them attacking as one mob. The downside to that is they only get to attack once, whereas otherwise it'd be going 5 separate attacks. So here we go. The attack comes up as a 5.
All right, I think I got this. Maybe.
Go for it. Roll your defense.
This has worked out so fucking well last time. Unbelievable.
Okay, so you got a +3. So at the moment, you're going to take 2 shifts.
I'll just take it. It won't even hurt me.
Okay.
Freaking armor.
So you're going to take it. That goes on your shield. So your shield goes down 2 points.
Yeah.
Okay. And then one of the groups then is going to attack Corso.
I'm going to use a fate point to use my army of 1. So that takes me down to 2 fate points. Yeah, it makes so they don't get the group bonus for attacking me.
And how long does that last? Is it just for 1 action? Do you remember?
Until the end of the conflict.
Cool. Very good. Okay, so that's a +1 on their attack on you.
Alright, so I will use athletics.
Okay, so you're trying to dodge the attacks.
It's a good stun. I should have got that.
Cool.
Yeah, so
in fact, you succeed with style, so you can create a boost. A boost is like a temporary aspect that he gets to create because he beat them by 3 shifts or more. What would you like your boost to be?
Using their clumsiness against them.
I'm just calling using your clumsiness to shorten it a little bit. And that's going to be a C for Corso, and you get 1 free. One free use of that anyway. Okay, cool. And then the other group is moving into the building. No, I don't really need to roll. They'll be able to move in, but they won't be able to attack Orsak until next turn. So they move into the building. Orsak, you hear them come into the building behind you, and you know that you have Varen on your back. The Varen then choose who gets to go next. So let's choose Orsak, actually. What would you like to do, Orsak?
All right, so Orsak sees the Varen begin to like pour into this building. Are they coming like through the windows? Or are they coming like through an opening in the wall or something?
It's
okay.
An opening in the wall.
So he's going to start moving back further into the building, and I'm going to use my Anything Goes stunt, which allows me to be a master of improvised combat situations or improvised weapons. What I want to do with it, if it's allowed, is he's going to try to shoot at the blown out floor of in the ceiling above him to try to make it collapse on top of the ones that are pouring in.
Excellent. Okay. So you'll be using your shoot skill.
Okay.
Now you're no longer laying down covering fire. So,
Right.
unfortunately, that aspect is gone.
Okay. All right. So just make a gun skill roll.
Yep.
Okay, so good +3.
Okay. And so this is an improvised attack. So they would get to defend with their, what's it called? Their athletics, which I gave them a +2 on. Okay, they got a +4. So they dodge, but what you do is you manage to shoot out the rubble. The rubble drops down, and they have to move back outside of the building rather than approaching on you. So they'll have to either move into the building. Yeah, they won't be able to attack you next round either. They'll have to move in on you again.
Okay.
So that's what I'll say there. Anyway, you don't do any damage to them, but you manage to kind of hold them back. Who would you like to go next?
I will hand it off to Grothnar. Or I'm sorry, Drogthor. Drogthor, yeah.
Or Drogthor, yeah, you're right. Oh, sorry, I see his name's written down there. Okay.
They made it to the building. We need extra cover.
Okay. Where's the other pack at that try to go into the building, like, from my location? How far away would they be?
They'd be about the ones that are attacking Corso are about a zone away from you. The other ones are a couple zones away. So meaning, if you wanted to move, you could move over and attack the ones that are attacking Corso.
Yeah, I would like to move and try to create an advantage for my other two comrades to better murder them.
What do you want to call this advantage?
Into the fray.
Okay. You're basically like flanking them, yeah, moving up. Okay. So what skill are you using to create this advantage?
I'd use fight. Just go in there and start swinging, try and distract them, make them easier targets.
I'll set that at a difficulty of, hold on a second. Yeah, we'll call it fair. So +2. Go ahead and roll. So you got +4. You succeed.
All right.
So that's going to create one free invoke on Into the Fray. And that belongs to Drogthor. Okay. Cool. Oops, I hit the wrong button.
And then who still has to go?
The other person that's going this turn is Corso.
All right. Well, I don't want the damn enemies to go twice, so.
No, the enemies went first this round.
Oh, okay.
Corso's literally the only person left to go. So,
oh shit! All right, so
Corso's turn.
Yep.
Does that mean, Ian, I can choose myself?
That means you can choose yourself to go first next round as well. Yes.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I do a quick little nimble jump and roll over to a boulder, and my mantis just fully pops out. I set the sniper rifle down, and I use my action to do my free maneuver to line up the alpha in my sights.
Cool.
And then I will choose myself.
And that is called, what's it called? In My Sights?
In my sights.
In My Sights. So that's set for Corso. And that's a special one. It's only he can use it, and it just gives him a +2 on his attack roll then on the enemy set it up on. Okay, so you do that, and then that's the end of that round. You choose yourself to go first in the next round. You have the alpha in sight. So.
Yup, I'm following his breathing. Line it up right under where I think his lung's at. And bam, pull the trigger. I'm going to use In My Sights. So that takes it up to a fantastic for the roll. And because I have the power marksman, it takes it up to a legendary because I'm using an aspect to fire.
Nice.
So that's going to be a 9.
Okay, you get 8 shifts of damage. You annihilate the alpha.
So as my ridicule just lines it up, you just see it go red. smacks into it. You hear this loud, ungodly howl as it falls down, and you see a spurt of blood just shower up on this barren hill off in the distance.
Excellent. What I'm going to do for the moment is, because you haven't killed any of them yet, they're going to continue to fight, but they're going to have a -2 now. We will call it, I'll just say they have a -2 to all their actions now because the alpha is dead, so they're shaken, basically.
Excellent, and I will choose Drakthar.
Okay, Drakthar, you're next. So you've got one set of Varen at your back, you got one set of Varen right in front of you.
Alright. I am going to the pack that I'm in the middle of. Pull out my frickin' pneumatic sledgehammer here and try and just blast one of these things.
Oh, what is that, a melee weapon, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Go for it. So that's a fight roll.
Okay.
So they're getting a -2 to their rolls because of the fact that the alpha is dead. So they're rolling at mediocre.
And I think I can wait to invoke the aspect, right?
Yeah, just roll your attack first to see what happens. I got a 1 on their defense, and you've got a 3 at the moment.
I use the Into the Fray that I made.
Sure, yep, it's got 1 free invoke on it.
To throw a +2 on
So
there.
the free invoke is gone.
So to put it at 5.
So that brings you to 5.
I think that's about all that's going to happen then.
What's the damage on the pneumatic sledgehammer?
Oh, I have no idea. Whatever you say it is.
Well, you should have written that down.
And they only had guns in the book. They didn't have any melee weapons. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I thought was a glaring oversight. But I mean, it seems probable that they'd have a pneumatic sledgehammer.
Under archaic and melee weapons, they have a giant axe, which would be the closest thing to that at a 2. So if you're saying it's a teched out version, you could maybe make it a 3. I don't know. That's your call.
No, we'll give it a 2. Give it a 2. So let's see, you've got 4 shifts plus 2 for that. That's 6 shifts. That's going to, let's see, 2 shifts would take out 1, 2, 4. Yeah, so you move up into them and you hammer out 3 of them. You swing it 3 times. Each swing, boom, you drop one of the Varen. So there's only 2 Varen left in that pack, in that group. Sorry. Who will go next?
Let's see here.
No, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm actually gonna retcon that a little bit, because, especially too because the Varen's dead. I'm gonna say you take out all 5 of them. So you take out that entire group.
All right, cool. So yeah, just in there just swinging this thing. Every time it hits one, you just hear this thunderous crack as like the pneumatic press fires out on contact. Just rocketing these things away.
Hell yeah. So either the Varen or Suck next.
I'll have the Varen go.
Okay. So the other pack that attacked you the first time that was kind of behind you, they're still going to attack you. And they still have +4 for their numbers, although they don't have the +2 anymore. They're at they would be at +6, but they get a -2 because the pack we call it the alpha is dead. In fact, since you took out one of the groups, I'll give them another -1, so they're at a +3. And I roll a +3. So do you want to defend with fight, athletics?
They're attacking me, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, definitely fight. Definitely. So.
Okay. So yeah, you succeed on your defense. They fail to hurt you. You're just like blocking them, knocking them back with your hammer. They can't get to you. Swinging the hammer and they're dropping back. The other group that initially moved into the building and then got pushed out by the rubble falling in front of them decide instead of going back into the building, they're going to turn and attack, move 1 zone and attack Corso, who just took out their alpha. So they are at +3 again. So that's a +4 on their attack on you, Corso, as they come in from the side.
Alright, I'll try to use my athletics to dodge.
Okay.
It's going to
So you get a
be
+4.
4.
So you will succeed at a minor cost, unless you want to invoke anything.
I will use my boost of using their clumsiness against them. So I'll
Cool.
maneuver myself in a way that makes one hit another one.
Okay, so that's a boost. So unlike an aspect, then that disappears once it's used. Done. Okay, no problem. So yeah, they don't do any damage to you. You don't have any minor costs or anything. You're fine. So then, obviously, the only person left to go is Orsak.
All right, so seeing them, now charging around the building at my sniper comrade, Orsak just, basically puts a hand on the window frame and leaps through, charges and activating his Omni Blade, and I will invoke my Quick and Quiet to move up behind the pack and begin eliminating them.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to invoke the aspect yet if you want to just roll your
Okay.
attack first, and then because you might not need to roll it all, just so you know.
Okay. So in that
Since
case,
they're defending at a 4 now.
So I get a fantastic.
Wow, and I got a mediocre. So you got 6 shifts. So you
and
are
then
going to
plus
annihilate.
2 for the Omni Blade.
Oh yeah, so it's 8 shifts damage. Yeah, you're going to annihilate them all. Do you want to describe it as you?
You just see him vault out of the window and kind of, very deftly low to the ground, moving up behind these Varen, and then just systematically, one by one, he just slices their into their rib cages, spilling their entrails all over the ground as he, ends meeting Corso eye to eye.
Nice.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
It appears you do.
Okay, and who will go next? There's just the one group left behind Drogthar.
Right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get their turn out of the way this round. So I will say that the Varen will go next.
Okay, they turn and run. They are fleeing.
I just look around at the other two. We should get out of here fast.
Agreed. The faster we get to the Shroud, the better.
You can see the Shroud in the distance as you go over the hill. And I will just pop it up here for you to see.
Question: was that a wild pack? Would we know, or do they have these things trained as watchdogs or whatever?
Some do train them, but these, Corso would know enough that they seem to be wild. If they had been trained, they probably would have had Krogan with them.
Yeah, I'll respond to him. They weren't trained. They were wild. You could tell by their disjointed effort.
So as everybody see, you can see that's the building in the distance. That's the Shroud that you're moving towards. Okay. Stop the presentation. There we go. Okay. So you start moving towards the Shroud, and I'll say you'll be able to close the gap. You'll be able to get within a couple of zones of it without any issues. As you approach, and when you begin to get closer, you have to kind of go stealthy, just so as to make sure you're not spotted. You see a pretty minimal guard. In fact, you only see 2 Krogan standing outside, kind of outside the main entrance into the building, kind of lazily keeping guard, as it were, but they don't seem to be really watching out for anything. They're not expecting any kind of assault or attack or anything. They're probably looking out for wild Varen.
Do you guys see an alternate solution to going through the front door?
Not unless we attempt to scale the building.
Just kind of, pat my pneumatic sledge, in the palm of my hands. We could make a new door.
Sounds loud, friend.
Agreed. The quieter we can be, the better.
Yeah, it's quiet. Sounds good. Maybe we line them up, and then you take a frontal assault, just in case. And I stroke my gun.
You line up your shot. I'll try to get behind them. When you attack from the front, I'll take out one, you take out another.
Sounds good. You're pretty good with that blade.
So you saying we're going in the front door?
It would
I think
appear
that's
so.
really up.
Sounds fun to me.
I presume, Heath, I know you've had limited experience with Mass Effect, but you know what a Krogan is, don't you?
Nope.
Okay. Let me get a good image of one here for you, just to show you what they look like.
Yeah, give me a visual so I can sling an insult at him.
Corso will try to educate him on the Krogan anatomy. They basically have 2 sets of each organ, so don't worry about going overboard.
There you go. That's a Krogan. They're a little bit bigger than an average man, anyway. In fact, they're probably a little bit bigger than most big men.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
I will tell Corso one thing, though. If this is your first time dealing with the Krogan, watch out for their regenerative abilities. You think you put them down, but they get right back up. So if you manage to knock one of these assholes over, make sure you put them down for good. We're not going to think less of you for cracking them open like a lobster.
Kill shots only. Understood.
Okay. So you guys are going to try to sneak around on their flanks?
Yeah, I'm going to set up from a vantage point, maybe on a nice little hill.
Mm-hmm. Right, with your mantis.
Yep.
Yeah, Orsock is going to attempt to basically, sneak to their flanks, try to come up from either behind or to the side of one of them to catch them off guard.
Okay. And what about Drogthor?
I'm gonna run at him. We'll make an advantage for them, so
okay.
They better line up their shot and sneak around. I'll draw their attention.
That sounds good.
Now, are one of the Krogan more physically imposing than the other?
No, these guys are grunts, you know what I mean? They're both about the same.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be a leader amongst them. They're probably equals. I'm just looking here. You're trying to basically get their attention.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
We'll definitely do.
I'm gonna come out and just start walking casually and holler at them. I don't know if they understand, what I'm saying.
Gonna try to provoke them.
Yeah, I'd be like, "Hey, fat boy, your ass has got to be jealous of all that shit that comes out of your mouth. Come on."
Do you have intimidation?
Nope.
Okay, so just go ahead and roll at a regular +0. Just to see if you actually lure them out towards you, or if they instead decide to set off the alarm.
I'm going to tell Drogthar over the comm. Remember, these are the people that we uplifted to battle the Rachni for us. Don't take them lightly.
So you rolled really poorly on your intimidate.
Yeah, I should have picked my skills a little better.
Well, that's all right. No, they seem to be reaching for a control panel, perhaps to set off some kind of an alarm. One of them is, anyway.
Shoot that panel. Shoot the control panel, Sniper Man. Shoot his fucking hand off.
While you're doing that, Orsak, you want to go ahead and roll a stealth roll for me?
Sure.
Just see how well you're doing it flanking around the side of the other one.
Agreed. So.
I'll just give you a difficulty of 2.
So I don't have their attention at all?
Yeah, you're
So I
no
get a
problem.
4.
Yeah, you're coming up around behind them. Well, you got their attention, but they're not falling for your ruse. Instead of coming out towards you, they're just going to set off the alarm to bring all the Krogan out of the building after you. Okay, so because you're at a vantage point and you're looking down through your scope, I'm going to let you go first, Corso, now that we're going to start combat rounds. But you're obviously at a vantage point looking through your sniper rifle, so I'll let you take the first action.
Okay. So I know he said to shoot the alarm, but since my guy's full renegade, I'm just going to try to cap the Krogan going for it in the face.
Can I... I can't use my commander thing now. Could I to try and give him a freaking order to blow that alarm up?
It's once per scene. This is a new scene, so you could, but he's still... I'm going to actually... Okay, so you do that, right?
Well...
Give the order.
I mean, now,
Which you already did. You said shoot out the panel.
Alright, I suppose, yeah. He would get a +2.
That would give him a +2 to shoot out the panel. However, Andrew, you can take a fate point, because, yeah, I am going to compel you that you're not going to shoot out the panel. You're gonna shoot the Krogan.
I'll definitely take the fate point.
Let me see, what's his defense going to be? Because he doesn't even see it coming. I'm just going to roll it like at a +0. Okay. I got a 0 on his defense.
Okay,
and you
so
got a +6.
here's the thing, though. I'm going to use the fate point you just gave me to, and let me tell you what the name of this is. Tactical Surgeon. Spend a fate point to add +3 damage to a successful attack, usable once per scene.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot him for 9.
Okay, so that's 9, plus your weapon damage. What's your weapons damage?
Is 4.
So that's 13. Anything else? No?
You know
13.
what?
What?
No, I won't do it. That's good enough. 13. We'll go with that.
You sure? Before I start telling this up.
The thing... Okay, you know what? I'll use another fate point just to make sure. Because if I use Devastating Sniper, it's going to trigger Marksman, so it'll end up adding 4 more to hit and an extra damage, so it'll add 5 to that.
Oh, wow.
Because 2 from the aspect, 2 from Marksman, then +1 damage.
Okay. So you're adding a total of 18 now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so mark off your 2 fate points that you just spent. 18. Let's see, what does he got here? He can only mark off 1 stress box, so he can take off 5 there. That means there's 13 left. His armor takes 3, so that leaves 10 left. It was 18. Okay. So, yeah, he doesn't have enough. Yeah, you blow his freaking brains out.
So you hear him over the comm say this to me, and as I'm lining up the shot, it slowly turns to the panel, and then my vision goes red for a second, and you hear... And it goes back over to the Krogan. Aim it at his head. Blow it off like a melon, and you just see the brain matter and this nasty Krogan ichor just splatter all over the wall where the panel was.
Yeah, it does. You remember the scene in Paragon Lost at the very beginning when they blow the head off that Krogan? Blood everywhere? Yeah. Cool. Okay, so that one's dead. Who's going to go next?
So you hear, by the way, Director, when I do this over the comm, screw the panel, I took him down clean.
Yeah, but the other one can still set it off, man.
Who goes next?
It's definitely going to be Orsak.
Okay, Orsak, your turn. You're sneaking up. You're coming up around behind this guy, and he really doesn't have any chance of seeing you at the moment because he's seen his friend's head get blown off beside him, and he was also looking at this crazy Turian walking across the field in his direction.
Yeah, Orsak has been in a situation similar to this before. So as soon as he sees that Krogan's head just, light up and the other one turn in shock, he just leaps up and grabs the top like hood on this Krogan's armor and just stabs the Omniblade or attempts to stab the Omniblade into his throat.
Excellent. Let's see here.
So
I don't really have any rules for surprise, but again, I'm just going to give him. I'm just going to do the same thing as I did with the other one. Screw it. Give him a +0 because he doesn't know the attack's coming. So there we go. He's got a +2 on his defense. And you've got +5, so you've succeeded with style.
Awesome. So that's, and then damage is 2.
Okay, so it's 3, 4, 5 damage.
And then my From the Shadows talent, stunt, Shadowed Strike. I get +2 damage on any attack after stealth. And I also get to attempt to make a stealth roll to dart to a new place of hiding.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's going to be a total of 7 damage. He can take a 5 stress box, and his armor will still absorb the rest. So he actually doesn't take any damage, but he's taking 5 stress. Go ahead and make a stealth roll. I'm going to give that, though, a difficulty because you're right up on him. We'll give that a difficulty of 4.
Okay. Cool.
You got it. So you duck back around, dodge down behind some rocks. So he turns. He's like, "What the?" And he doesn't even see you. What's going on? Who's next? It's either him or
he will go. He will actually go next at that point.
Okay.
The Krogan.
Right. He reaches over and hits the alarm. Brrr, brrr, brrr. Red lights flashing above the door. You hear a sound of as the door's locked down. And so there's only one person left. So next will be Drogthor.
So the alarm's going off, right?
Yeah, the alarm's going off. The door has, like, you've heard the security locks locking into place.
Is the panel still outside? Like, where exactly is it? Can I run up and just smash this freaking panel?
You can. It's right beside the Krogan, beside the door. Just imagine it's an electronic door. There's a panel on the side of it.
Okay, yeah, it seems about as good as anything to me right now. I don't know if that'll actually shut the alarm off, but...
You know it won't. What it'll do is it'll just give you no chance of trying to hack the door open.
Oh, it won't. And is that the other guy? Is he out? He's outside the door, or inside?
He's outside the door. He's locked out, but at least you know.
All right, yeah, I guess I'll.
The facility is secure.
I'll grab take the haft in both hands and power forward, and just try and overhead chop this son of a bitch.
Okay, so you charge up and whack him with your hammer, yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put his ass where his
I like this.
head
I've never
is.
had this much melee combat in one of these Mass Effect games. Okay, go for it. Make your fight attack. Now he sees you coming.
Right.
So he's going to defend with fight. Now he gets his full defense now. He's no longer flat-footed or surprised or whatever I was doing before. So I got +4. You got +5. So you've got 1 shift success.
That's not even going to do anything, I don't think, right, with the armor?
What's the damage on this thing?
2. So I guess it'd be 7.
3. Why 7?
5 plus.
No. You rolled a 5. He rolled a 4.
Oh.
So you've only got
Gotcha.
1. +2 is 3.
Let me see here. Can I do anything else? Use an aspect. Maybe.
If you want to spend a fate point, you could, yep.
Right. Those refreshed, right, Ian?
No, they refresh per session, not per scene.
Oh, damn. No, I don't want to spend a fate point then. I'm already
Okay.
running low.
So yeah, so you whack with the hammer, but he turns his head to the side. You just hit the back of his armor, and it does no damage.
Alright.
And you get to decide who goes next. It's a new round. You went last, so you get to decide who goes first in the new round.
I'll pick myself. I'm going to try and hit him again. Take this guy
What's a
out.
sound strategy? Go for it. May the dice be a little bit nicer to you this time.
Yeah, they're not.
Oh, they're really not. No, he totally defended, no problem. You swing the hammer that time, and he just dodges aside.
He hates me.
So who goes next after that?
I wanna say our sniper does. Maybe he can take him out.
Hold on a second. Before you go any further, I forgot something very important. Orsak, you succeeded with style. You should have created an advantage on your attack earlier. Even though he shrugged it off with stress, he didn't take any actual consequences. You still should have created an advantage.
So he's
a boost, I should say. Yeah.
right. So he's just absolutely confused because all he knows is this Omni Blade basically came out of nowhere and almost took his head off. But he managed to clank it. So I'm going to use. I'm going to create the boost. Paranoid. So he's like
yeah. All sides, yeah.
he's on edge and is too distracted to pay attention to any single target.
Okay.
Fully.
So, two things we could do there. Sorry about that. It was my sloppiness, Heath. You could have tried to invoke that the last turn to have added 2 more points to your attack, or you could try to invoke it now. But although invoking it now wouldn't do anything because you'd still tie it.
I'm thinking I'll let
You'll leave it for him to use?
Yeah, leave it for the sniper to use to just annihilate this guy.
No problem. So who was going to go after you?
I can't remember. Corso.
Corso.
Alright, I know these guys are pretty meaty regenerative monsters, so what you see me do is I flip off my comm link. You see my hand go to the side of the sniper, I open up the chamber, some exhaust comes out, I push the chamber back, and I start lining up this other Krogan. And muttering under my breath to myself, I say, there was some on the Solarian Council that thought it would be used as a weapon of deterrent, but I knew from the beginning that you're beasts, that you should be put down, that you should be neutered. As I'm slowly lining up the crosshairs on his head, somebody has to take care of you. You're the galaxy's problem. And I'm going to use that as a maneuver to set up in my sights.
Okay, cool. So that's in my sights. That's going to be... Yeah, and you're the only one that can use it, but Corso has it in his sights. Okay. Who's going to go next?
I'm going to let the Krogan go next.
Okay. Let's see. He is going to... Let's see, what's he want to do? Yeah, he's going to step back, and he's going to use his Claymore shotgun on... what's his face here? Drothor. So let's see, that's guns. He's got that at a +4. He's stepping back and shooting you, so you're going to have to use athletics for your defense. Drothor?
Okay.
Because you're basically just dodging as he steps back and shoots at you.
Okay, athletics are...
This is a Claymore shotgun. They're... Yeah. Originally, I think it was said that nobody but Krogan could fire a Claymore shotgun because it would, like, rip their arms off. But in later games, I know you were able to use one anyway. Spectres are able to use them, apparently.
Alright, so I got a 3 athletics, so let's see if we can...
Having said that, I suppose by Mass Effect 2, Shepard was, like, cybernetic anyway.
Dude, this Fate Roller is dumb as hell.
Man, the dice roll doesn't like you. Okay. Anything you want to do with that before I start to adjudicate damage?
How much am I taking right now?
Well, he's got 3 shifts on you. So he's succeeding with style.
Well, I'm trying to calculate if my shield and armor will soak this up, basically.
You're trying to metagame.
I mean, as a melee combatant,
sure.
it's pretty important for me to know.
Yep, sure can.
I got 8 shields.
It's too bad you didn't activate your barrier, but oh well.
I mean, I still got... What else can I do? Can I... no.
You can invoke an aspect for a reroll. You can invoke an aspect to add 2 to your roll.
What if I used my congenital analgesia?
Okay, just to try to like add 2 to your roll.
Yeah.
That'll bring you up to 3, which means he's no longer succeeding with style. He's only got 1 shift on you then.
Yeah, I'll invoke that.
Okay, go ahead and lower yourself by 1 fate point. That's fine. So that's 1 shift he's got on you. Plus 5 for the claymore.
Plus 5.
Oh, that's got an armor penetration of 2 as well.
What the fuck?
Forgot about armor penetration. So that's,
by the way,
that's 6 damage anyway, but your shield's going to take it anyway. Oh no, your shield's not. Your shield only has 4.
Yeah, the giant axe also has armor penetration too.
I didn't even think about that.
No, that's cool, man. It's getting gimped left and right.
So your shields go down completely. Your shields are down.
Okay.
There's still 2 shifts coming through. Only 1 can be absorbed by your armor. So you can take a stress box, the level 1 stress box, and then that way you don't take any damage. But that just means that you're dodging. You had to strain yourself a bit to get out of the way.
Yeah. I'll check off the stressor, Rooney.
So you just dodge. Your shields go down. You feel the armor. Your armor takes some shrapnel from the claymore, because it's basically like a freaking blunderbuss shotgun. And you just manage to dodge to avoid taking any actual damage yourself. And let's see, who's left? This round, it's the only person left is Orsak. Orsak, it's your turn.
All right, so Orsak slinks out from his shadows, definitely, and like the boulder that he was hiding behind next to the entrance, and seeing his friend get knocked a bit back by this shotgun. The Krogan like backing up and sort of looking around. He waits until the moment that he looks the other direction and goes for a stab in the side with his Omni Blade.
Okay, he's going to get his normal defense anyway, because he's no longer flat-footed or whatever. Like I said, he knows that there's somebody out there trying to stab him. So
right.
His fight skill, that would be a 3 to resist to try to fight off a melee attack. So you got a 5 on your roll. He's got a 3 on his roll. You've got 2 shifts of success there.
All right, I am going to use my paranoid boost to represent that I was stabbing him at a moment when he was looking the other direction.
Cool.
So that adds 2, right?
That adds 2, so you're up to 4 shifts.
Okay. And then I want to invoke my quick and quiet, trying to move in and basically go for an assassination shot. I will spend a fate point for an extra 2, which also triggers my assassination training, which increases my damage by 2.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's about it.
That's 8 damage. Now, you have armor penetration on that?
Oh, and then the extra 2. Sorry, the extra 2 from the
weapon itself.
Yeah, from the weapon itself, and then the 2 from Shadowed Strike for attacking from stealth.
Oh, Jesus, they're up to 12.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's the armor penetration on that?
There is no armor penetration on an Omni Blade, I don't believe. No,
so
there's
12 minus 3 for his armor, that's down to 9. He took his 5 stress box already, so now he has to take the 4. you can never take more than one stress box in a single exchange, just so you know. So we still have 5 left over, which he has to put into what's it called, consequences. So he's going to have to take a moderate and a mild consequence, both. So the mild consequence, we're just going to call it bloodied, so he's bleeding. The moderate consequence, we're going to call it we'll just call it a deep flesh wound. So you've penetrated him, you've stabbed into him, and done some kind of organ damage.
Awesome.
So yeah, he's hurt and pretty bad. Who's going to go first in the new round? Or something?
I will go first in the new round.
Okay.
And I will make my follow-up shot with my Omni Blade, watching this Krogan like reel back and grab at his side, and his hand with the shotgun kind of drops low. He's going in for a shot, a second shot right under the neck.
Yeah, he just has a look of shock on his face too. He just can't believe that 2 Turians. First of all, how the hell did they get onto Tuchanka? But he can't believe these 2 Turians just came up and started swinging hammers and knives at him. Like, usually they would be hiding behind, rifles or something. So in a way, he kind of respects your courage, but he's not too happy about the fact that he's about to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
his roll is. Oh wow. -1. That's the worst roll you can get. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother. I could spend a fate point for him to try to reroll, but I'm not gonna bother. It's more fun this way. So you've got 7 shifts there. Just go ahead and describe how he dies. There's no way he's gonna be able to take this damage.
So he basically, as he's reeling back, Orsak just comes at him for a second blow and inserts the Omni Blade right underneath this Krogan's head through the throat of his armor. And you just hear sort of a sickening gurgle before the thick Icarus blood of Krogan starts to pour forth from the hole in his armor, and he just drops to his knees. And as he walks by, you never stood a chance.
Yeah, thick red blood just pouring out of him, and he goes down. Of course, you see this through your scope anyway.
Yeah, you see me laying on the ground and a smirk just cross all the way up to my Solarian ear. And I just follow him down to the ground and keep it on his head and say, bam. Just pick up the mantis and fold it up and then walk down to join him.
Alright, I guess we should deactivate this alarm.
Does anybody have system skill?
Nope.
I do at only a +1.
I have it at a +4.
Oh, well,
so
then there you go.
It's actually a +3, but I get a +1 in it because it was my Solarian mental stat that I chose.
Cool.
So I quickly make my way to it and start thumbing through the various data and pads on it, trying to figure out how to shut the alarm off.
Okay.
And Orsak is going to take up a position next to the side of the doors that any other Krogan that are in the facility would be coming out of.
Yep.
In an attempt to get the jump on them if they do.
So you hear me say, come on, come on. I'd be ready if I were you guys. I have no idea what this is going to do.
Okay, to disarm the alarm, I'm going to give you a difficulty of 4.
So I got a superb of 5.
Okay. So you managed to turn off the alarm. The alarm stops going off. You're pretty sure, although like if you'd rolled really high, I probably would have had the door open or something. But you're pretty sure that you should be able to deactivate the locks if you do well enough with the system.
While he's deactivating the locks, like I'm just kind of.
Yeah, your shield pops back up to full again.
All right, I'm also thinking out loud, like, you think they're behind the door waiting for us now? I would imagine we might not want to go through the front at this point. You think they got a back door?
In fact, they do not, because the Solarians built this facility, and you've seen the schematics. There's only one way in.
You know,
So as I'm
No.
as I'm just planking on this, I say, let me tell you a couple things about the Krogans, friend. They're itching for a fight. If there were Krogan in there, I mean a lot of Krogan that were actually going to pose a threat to us, they would have poured out here to kick our asses. They wouldn't be waiting behind some wall like a bunch of pansies. And pansies accentuated as I pop the last button.
Sure. Go ahead and give me your systems roll. That's yep, that's good. That's a
5
superb.
again.
Yep, you hear the locks deactivate. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, and the door starts to, I don't know, it's supposed to be a big heavy door that rises up. And as it does,
I'm taking cover. I'm not standing in front of the door.
Just a second here. Get a good image for you. Come on. Here we go. Which picture's better? Yeah, probably that one. It's bigger too. View. Oh, wait. I don't know why that's there. Okay, hold on a second. That picture sucks. Here we go. That one's good. Okay, now I'll just screen share this for you so you can see. And you see he has like an aura glow. You can see he has a shield glowing around him. Here we go. Start screen share. Present to everyone. There you go. You see one of these. And he's probably a couple feet taller than these Krogans that you just fought outside of the building. I'd say from foot to the top of his hump, he's probably about 8 feet tall. And he's charging straight at you. Let me see here. Okay, you've got the highest alertness at a +3. What's he got? You don't take alertness. No, they don't. Does he have anything that gives him any bonuses? No. He doesn't. Nope. Okay, he's just charging up with his claymore. So you can go first, Josh. Orsak, sorry. I think you typed it in.
Oh, that's cool. So Orsak, hearing the sound of this Krogan charging, just activates his locus and unfolds it, flips around the side of the door, and just begins to spray into him, attempting to create an advantage for his allies to be able to line up their shots and or move forward.
Okay. Yeah, he sounds like a charging bull as he's running at you. So go ahead, and that'll be a guns roll anyway.
Yeah.
And what are you calling the advantage?
I'm going to call the advantage suppressing fire.
Okay.
Ugh.
What'd you get? Ooh, no. So you do that, and you're like, what the hell? And you realize your locus is out of thermal clips. You need to reload.
Damn it, and he starts like fumbling for his thermal clip to go to reload.
Okay.
What the
Who
hell?
goes after you?
Count your rounds.
After me is going to be the Krogan.
Okay. So he charges out, and he just fires right into you as you're standing there fumbling for your thermal clip. So what's his guns at? His guns are at a 4. Does he have any other bonuses there? Using 2 weapons. Okay, cool. So he's got a +4. You would be making an athletics check to try to get away. What'd you get? You got a +2?
I got a +2, but I will invoke my cool under pressure to, as he's charging at me, even though I'm reloading my gun, know, instinctively to move out of the way of the shotgun blast.
Okay,
That'll put us at even.
He's going to spend a fate point
Oh no.
on Built for War, which is an aspect he has. In fact, here, I'll start putting my aspects down here so you can see what he's got. Built for War. He's also got an aspect called Single-Minded, and he has an aspect called Combat Tactician.
Oh wait, you can use the fate point to re-roll rather than just add 2, correct?
You can, yep, if you want to do that.
Okay.
Do you want to do that instead?
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh God.
Oh no.
Probably should have kept that.
He spent his
yeah, I know.
He's at
I know.
6 now.
Turian goes down.
Okay. So, should we relegate damage?
So sad.
Do you have anything else you want to do?
No, I mean that's pretty much.
Okay.
That's what I've got.
So 6 plus 5 for the gun itself. That's 11. Plus he gets +1 for this stunt he's got, which is called.
Wait.
Two-fisted shooter.
5. Oh my god.
Well, it's gonna be 12 shifts of damage. So, actually I haven't written this down for you. What's your shield at, Orsak? What kind of shield do you have?
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter.
For me?
I think Joshua froze up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh no. Do you remember he took a heavy shield, didn't he?
I think he took light armor and heavy shield.
He did. Same as me.
No. He took medium and medium, didn't he?
Yeah. Medium.
Yeah, so do you know what the medium shield is? It's probably
6.
I'm going to assume 6.
And the medium armor is probably 2?
Yeah.
So his shield can take 6. That's his shield down. What's the penetration on this thing? Because he's getting penetrated. Penetration of 2, so the armor does nothing.
Yeah.
So he's still got 6 shifts of damage left over after his shield goes down. Hopefully he gets back in the call soon here. I'm going to try to send him a Facebook message.
Could I pick that one?
He's not going to die anyway. He'll be hurt pretty bad, but... Well, maybe not even that bad, actually.
So both those schmucks had these master blasters. Can I go grab one and shoot back?
Send him a message there anyway for the month. You want to try to pick up his claymore and fire it?
Yeah, because the 2 outside had him and they're dead. So
yep,
I mean,
you can reach for one of those on your turn. So he's going to have 6 shifts of damage left over anyway. I'm going to say I don't know what his highest stress level is. I'd say probably whatever stress level he takes, at the most he's probably going to take a mild consequence. So we'll resolve that when he gets back in here, hopefully. Unless he doesn't come back. If he doesn't come back, then we'll just... I suppose say he got knocked out. He's sending me a message right now, though. So who will the Krogan pick to go next? The first person to go was Orsak, then the Krogan. So the Krogan will pick... oh yeah, what the heck. Okay, he's restarting his router. The Krogan will pick you, Bruce. What's your character's name? Frogthor.
Frogthor.
Come at me, bro, he says.
Well, I'm coming.
So you're going to try to pick up one of those other shotguns and fire it at him?
Try to do that in the same round, right?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. You don't want to activate your barrier, I presume, or anything, no?
Considering what he just did, I don't think it'd matter much.
Okay. So you pick up the other claymore, and you're going to fire it, yeah?
Nah, no, I don't have crap for gun skills. I'm just going to try and... I'm going to set up an advantage for a sniper since he does a shitload of damage. I'm gonna come up and just try and kneecap him. Just pneumatic hammer straight to his fucking knee.
You call it kneecapped? Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give, let's see, because he is a Krogan Battlemaster, I'm going to give him, I'm going to say it's going to take a great. So you need a +4 or better.
All right, yeah, I'll probably fail because Fate Roller
Because Fate
loves
Roller
me.
hates you, yeah.
Yeah.
I know how it feels.
Okay, so I'm gonna invoke. I'm gonna use some points here. Invoke my aspect. Never give up. Never surrender.
Okay, so that'll get you up to a 5, so that'll be a success. Can you go with that?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to call that kneecapped. You walk up and whack him in the knee with the hammer. And that belongs to Drogthor, and it has 1 invoke on it. 1 free invoke on that. Okay. Yeah, and so then the only person left to go is Corso.
All right, so as I see him run up and just take out this Krogan's kneecap, I say over the comm, "Hold him in position!" And I'm gonna go and use systems again to repunch the key, and I'm gonna try to make a aspect called crunch time, and try to close the doors.
Okay, to like lock him out with you?
I'm going to try to catch him in it.
Oh, okay.
Is my idea for it, but I mean, yeah, that's just the I guess the advantage I'm going to try to make.
Okay. Go for it. Use systems. Make a systems roll. It's going to be trying to catch him in the door. Again, I'm going to say it's a 4.
So it's 5.
Yep, that's going to create it. So crunch time. So yeah, we'll say that the door clips him as he's coming out. It doesn't like smash him or anything like that, but it hits him. Creates advantage. Crunch time, that belongs to Corso, and it has 1 free invoke on it as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna choose myself. I'm gonna reel off of it, pull up my sniper rifle, no scope, and take a fire at him as he stumbles forward right at his head. I'm going to use both of the free uses from crunch time and kneecapped.
Okay.
And because I'm using that, I get +2 from marksman. So I'm rolling this at, it's going to be at a +10, but I'll just do legendary, then add 2 to it.
Okay.
So it's a +9.
So those free invokes are gone. So a total +9, and this is a shoot thing, so he gets to roll an athletics kind of thing to dodge. He does not have an athletics, does he? No. Just checking his stunts real quick to see if he has anything else that he can do. Can he use endurance or anything? No, he can't. Okay, so here comes his defense. So you got a +2, so you're at +7.
All right. Okay. So it would be 7 shifts, and then my weapon does 4 damage plus 1 damage from marksman, so it would be 12 shifts.
12 shifts? Okay. His shields go down. What's your armor penetration on that?
1.
Armor penetration of 1, so his armor takes 2, and there's 2 left, so he takes a small stress box, a 2 stress box. Let me mark off his stress here. Stress 2, and his shields are down 8 points, because he has 8 points of shields.
So I'll say over the comm, his defenses are down, take him out!
Who's going to go after you? And we'll go ahead and say who's going to go after you, and then I'll resolve the rest of the damage for Orsak.
All right. I will let Orsak go.
Okay, so Orsak, you're going to go next. First of all, I think you had a shield level of 6, right?
Correct.
Okay, so your shields went down.
All right.
Your armor does nothing because he had an armor penetration. Your armor rating is 2, right? Yeah, so the armor does nothing.
Armor rating is 2.
So you have 6 points. You can use 1 stress box, What's your highest
Okay.
stress box at?
My highest stress box is 4.
So you use that, you mark that off, and you take
Okay.
a mild consequence.
Okay.
So a mild consequence, we have to give that a name because consequences technically are aspects. So,
Okay.
oh man, you crashed.
So,
All your aspects are gone and everything.
oh, they are?
Off of Fate Roller, I presume so. It doesn't say
Oh,
that, I
okay.
think. Yeah.
No, it. Oh, I just had to recheck the box. No, it totally had them all listed there still.
Okay. Oh, good. Awesome.
Okay. So,
So what do you want to call your mild consequence? I mean, he
um,
blasted you with a big ass shotgun. So
um, mild consequences is going to be stinging pain, like for
okay.
the shot that actually made it like through the shields and
Yep.
into
That's
his
sufficient.
Turian flesh.
Okay. So then it's your turn.
All right. So his shields are down.
Yep, his shields are down.
All right. Orsak just says thanks for the assist and goes to move in to strike at this Krogan with his Omni Blade.
Go for it.
There's some better rolls.
Oh, sorry. Also, just for the actions that you missed, Heath had kneecapped him with the hammer to create that advantage, and Corso had slammed the door shut then as he was coming out and kind of jarred him with it. So that created another advantage called crunch time. But the free aspects are gone off of both of those. So if you want to use them, you have to spend points. So
Okay.
okay. So you got a 6 on your Omniblade attack.
Yes.
He gets to defend with his fight skill.
And I will use the kneecapped to basically take the strike down at him as he's dropped to a knee.
Okay, so spend another fate point. How many do you have left then?
That'll leave me
two,
with
I think,
1
right?
left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
had 2
you're
left.
up 8, and he's at 2. So you've got 6 shifts of damage, plus what?
Which invokes the assassination aspect, or the assassination stunt when I use an aspect on the attack.
Mhm.
So that's +2, and then +2 from the Omni Blade.
So you're at 10. He has to take 10 shifts of damage. His armor sucks up 3 of that, so he has 7 left. What stress box? Oh, he used a stress box 2, so now he's going to use a stress box of 5. He still has 2 left, so he's going to have to take a mild consequence. And yeah, you just stabbed him. Where did you stab him?
I was basically just striking down at him since he was kneecapped. So basically in the shoulder, I guess, is where we'll say since I did.
We're gonna call his mild consequence punctured anyway. That
Cool.
sounds good. He's got a puncture wound. Okay. Excellent. Let me take a look at something here real quick. What? Oh, who's going to go after you then? It's either him or Drogthar.
Then we will have him go, because I don't want him going twice in a row.
Okay.
So what is his retort to my stab?
Ooh, so he's going to use Now You've Made Me Mad. Once per scene, you can turn a wound he's taken into pure motivation. After you've taken physical stress, in the next exchange, you can spend a fate point, add the value of the wound to an action against the person who inflicted the stress. The original value, not the box it was recorded in if it rolled to a different box. Right. So, the original damage was... Shit, what was it? It was 5... No, it was 10, wasn't it? He had to use 5.
Yes, yeah, before his armor and
yes, it's
everything.
10. So he gets a plus 10 to his roll.
Good lord.
And he is going to, he's going to just wreck you.
Yep.
So he's going to do so again, firing his shotgun. This could get ugly. You really hurt him. So okay, well he's at +10, but all I have is up to a +8, so I have to add +2 after that. Oh yeah, and that's before I add his fight skill or his gun skill +4. So he's actually at +14. So I'll just do this and add 6. So it's gonna be 15.
Oh my God.
Your defense would be your athletics.
So he succeeds by 11.
Do you want to spend the fate point to add to that? You could add to it, or you can re-roll it. You could re-roll it, hoping to get a much better roll, but you could get a worse roll too. You
Yeah,
rolled a pretty
exactly.
average roll there.
Yeah.
He's still only got one left.
Yeah, I've got one left. Okay, so we will use determined against all odds, which I now see that I misspelled.
That's okay.
I will, yes, and I will do that for a bonus.
Okay, so then you have 9 shifts, +5 for the shotgun, that's 14.
Can I do anything to assist him?
Well, hold on a second. That's a good point. I'm glad you said that. Do you have anything I could compel? You want to take the wound for him? If you jump in front of the attack and shield him with your body, then I will give you a fate point.
I'm pretty sure my shields are at full right now.
Your shields are at full right now, that's correct. You want to take a fate point and take the wound for him?
Now I got a crap load of boxes. Fucking, yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and add a fate point to yourself there, Bruce. So you're up to 2 fate points, and you're going to take the 14 shifts of damage. So your shield soaks up 4. Your shield goes down, which is good because actually Orsock didn't have any shields. So
right.
Your shield goes down, and you have 10 left. Your armor is what, 3? But 2 of that is ignored, so that takes down 1. So that's down to 9.
Do I get a roll of defense or anything against this?
No. I'm just saying you're jumping. The roll's already been made. You're just taking the damage.
All right. Can I use this fate point to do anything?
Yeah, you can spend a fate. You can spend 1 fate point for. Yeah, you can only spend 1 of them because you only had 1 at the beginning of this turn. But you can spend 1 on like Battlefield Juggernaut, maybe.
Yeah, I'll do that. Drop it down.
I'll say that reduces it by 2, so that takes it down to 7. What's your highest stress box?
I got 6 of them, right?
So your highest is 6. Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't take the 6. You could take a 5, right, and then take a mild consequence. There's no point in taking the 6 plus 2. You might as well take the 5 plus 2. You know, save the 6 for the next attack or something.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I'll do that. Then I suppose.
What do you want to call your mild consequence then?
Damn. I don't know. Shell shock.
Okay. Shell shock. You have a mild consequence called shell shock. You might as well mark that down. Because you're going to have that to the end of the session anyway. You'll have yours too to the end of the session, Josh. What was yours called? Stinging pain?
Stinging pain. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that was some pretty heroic stuff there. Anyway, Drogthor, you just saved Orsock's life. And let's see who's left to go. I think the only person left to go is Drogthor, right? Yeah. It's your turn now.
All right, man. I'm gonna try and drop the hammer on this sumbitch.
Oh yeah, Josh, you should have 0 fate points now, by the way.
Oh right.
Oh, yeah, I'm a little upset. So we're gonna try and blast this guy. Come on, give me a bunch of good rolls. Okay, I guess that's not bad.
Okay, so he gets to defend with his fight. Okay, that's a tie. So on a tie, on an attack, well, yeah, do you want to spend any points? You have 1 point left, right? Yeah, you spent 1 point.
Yeah, I got 1.
So you should have 1 left. If you want to spend a fate point to succeed, you can. Otherwise, it's a draw, in which case his defense succeeds and he gets a boost.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend my fate point and use. I have a stunt. What the hell is it? That strike to the heart thing gives +3 and melee attack costs fate point.
Okay, so cool. So that'll bring you up to succeed with style. Does he have anything? You know what? He's going to spend a fate point.
That son of a
For a
bitch.
combat tactician, and bring it back to a tie. So your fate point's gone, and he's spent a fate point.
But how's that bring it? Does combat tactician give him frickin' 3?
Oh no, you're right. It only gives him 2. You're right. So he'll spend 2 fate points, and he'll spend 1 on Built for War as well. So that brings him up to a +1.
Oh, fucking. Should have just kept my mouth shut.
So how does that work then? Does he still get a boost? Yeah, he does get a boost, right? No, it's only if he succeeds with style, he gets a boost. But no, so he succeeds. So I've spent 3 fate points in this scene. I gotta keep track of that. Okay. So yeah, he takes your hammer, but he just kind of turns with the blow, and doesn't do any significant damage. Which brings us to the next round. It's your turn. Or well, you get to declare who goes first anyway.
The shield. Can I take -1 to my stuff or something to recharge it by 2?
You can take a -1 to all actions for this turn to increase it by 2. Yes. That'd be -1 to any actions you make this round, though.
Might as
Attacks,
well.
defense, etc. Okay. So your shield goes up by 2. And so I take it you're choosing to go first in this round.
Or wait. No. I'm not going to do that. I will keep that as is. Yeah, if it's a new round, I'll go first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to run and hide and try and get my shields to recharge.
Okay, so you're going to try to take cover.
I think so. How would that work? I just got to
That means you just got to kind of dodge behind something. You can dodge behind the body of one of those dead Krogans, and as long as you don't take any damage this round, your shield will recharge to full. Any defense rolls you make will be using alertness.
Alertness, goddamn, this is boning me. Is there like shit? I'm just going to hit him again. Fuck this guy.
Sure, go for it.
I try to hit him. He's unhittable with my fucking rolls. Look at that. Look at that.
Okay, let me roll his defense.
Should have hid.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yep. You fail. And you don't have any fate points to spend at the moment, so yeah, it's just a fail. Who goes next?
Corso, the impossible shot. Fucking end him, please.
Okay, the Krogan spends a fate point and fully recharges his shields.
Oh, shit. Okay, seeing the spark of his shields come back, I am going to jump back out of the doorwell and once again roll and turn and start studying a shot as I kick out the tripod on the Mantis.
Okay, you're going to set up your... Oh, wait, no, you can't. You can't set up your in my sights. It's only once per scene, isn't it?
It is not.
Oh, it's not?
Nope, in my sights can be used. Yep, it just takes a maneuver.
Perfect, then.
So,
sorry about that.
Yep, I have 2 different ones that are only once a scene, so it all gets messed up.
Sights for Corso. Cool.
Okay.
Got a lot of aspects in this now.
Now this is where it's.
So are you gonna let?
Because
you can pick the Krogan Battlemaster, or you can pick your friend Orsak.
Here's the question.
Pick the lesser of 2 evils, man.
One of them throws Orsak under the bus really, really badly. The other option might result in all of us dying. Fuck it. We either lose or die as a team. I'm letting Orsak go.
Okay. Orsak, you're next. What action would you like to take?
All right. So, um, at that point, Orsock is going to specifically come up with his Omni Blade, and just try to use its energy to specifically just disrupt the Krogan shields.
Okay, so you're
He's
making an
not
attack
actually.
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
That begs the question: is there like a device that you could that like generates the shield that you could freaking just destroy?
You know what? Actually, that brings a good point. I just thought of something that I haven't thought of this entire game session. I don't think shields work against melee weapons. They're only against ballistics.
No, they work against melee weapons because there's
Yeah.
a stunt that I almost took that specifically lets you ignore shields.
Okay. Okay, so you got a +3.
Yeah.
Here's his roll. You got a +2, so you got one shift.
All right, I got no
+2
fate
for the
points
Omni
to
Blade,
spend,
right?
so
That's
+2.
3. So that's going to drop his shield by 3 points. The shields always go before armor. Okay. Then it's his turn. Okay. Does he shoot at Trogthor, who's running away, or does he shoot at you, who's standing right there stabbing him? I think it just makes sense that he would probably shoot the person who's standing there stabbing him, wouldn't he?
I mean, he's going to get shoot twice. But, like, would you mind if like I put some lipstick on, so I look pretty before I get fucked?
You can put on as much lipstick as you want. So he's going to shoot. What's his name? Sorry, Orsock. I can't believe I still can't remember the names. Now let's see. His guns is +4. He doesn't have any other bonuses. No, just a +4 for the gun. So that's +3. You can make your athletics roll. Wow!
Bam.
Look at that. You succeeded
Awesome.
style, so you get to create a boost on him.
Awesome. So he goes to shoot his shotgun at me, and I basically like tumble out of the way to the side so quickly that as he like jerks to try to fire, the gun actually like slips out of one of his hands, and he's not holding the trigger anymore.
Okay.
So I'm gonna call that boost unprepared, or recoiling.
Grip or something?
What's up?
Or grip or something?
Yeah, there you go. Poor grip. That works.
Cool. And that gets one free use for you. Your name is Orsock. And it has one free invoke on it. Okay. So then he chooses who goes next. So he chooses himself. And annoyed that that happened, he will. Yeah, he's going to pursue you. He's pissed off. He's going to try to take you out. He's really embarrassed that you just slipped out of his blast like that. So that's +5. He pursues you, shoots.
All right. Let's see. Athletics. Yes.
Look at that, and he misses again. And the good news for you guys is I'm all out of fate points. So that he decides who goes next. Who is going to go next? I'm going to let you go next. I'm going to give you the chance, Orsock.
All right. So Orsock is going to basically try to move, just basically charge forward at him, not attacking with his Omni Blade, but just putting his shoulder into the Krogan to try to shove him back, to create a more opportune shot for Corso.
I am going to compel you and you don't
Okay.
have any fate points, so you're going to have to accept. So you can take a fate point.
Got it.
I'm going to compel something to prove, and instead you're going to try to kill him.
Okay. Awesome. That
So you
works.
get a fate point for that anyway,
Sweet.
and you can roll your attack. And I'll roll his
Superb. Mwahaha.
Wow.
Okay, wow. So you got 5 shifts there.
All right. So in that case, I will use that fate point to. Well, first I'll use the poor grip. I'll invoke my free bonus,
Okay.
and as I move forward, he ducks down to sort of put his shoulder into him, and then he sees the glow of the Omni blade in his hand, and he just can't help but bring himself to thrust it into this Krogan. So he slams the reeling gun to the side and jams it into this Krogan's torso,
Cool.
using my boost, and invoking. Whatchamacallit? Use the fate point. To invoke the grizzled infiltration specialist.
Okay. Cool.
The
So
the,
that
gri-
was
the grizzled
a
portion, I
total of
guess.
9.
All right.
Do you get
So
any
there
other
you go.
bonuses for
Oh,
that?
and then
Or
+2 for invoking an aspect,
that makes it
and
11.
+2 for damage.
I already added the 2 for damage. I think.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 11 then.
You had 5. Hold on, let's check this. 5 plus 2 for the damage.
For the
7.
boost.
Plus
Oh
2
yeah,
for the
7.
boost makes it 9.
Yeah.
And plus
+2
2
for the aspect.
The
And then
aspect makes
+2
11.
for
Oh, yeah.
assassin.
So yeah, it is
So
13.
13.
Okay, 13. 5 of that will go to his shields. His armor will take out 3 of those. So that's 8 down, and there's 5 left. He's already taken his 5 stress box. Oh shit. So he's going to have to take a 3 stress box, and he's going to have to take. Oh no. Oh no. He's going to take 1 stress box, and he's going to have to take a moderate consequence. Ooh, his moderate consequence is going to be I'm just going to call it, I'm going to call it mortally wounded. He needs hospitalization or something. He needs medical attention, or else he's going to be he's going to bleed out if he doesn't do something. Because you've
Awesome.
now punctured him twice severely with that Omni Blade. And it then becomes, well, whose turn is it then?
Next will be Corso.
All right. I still am lining him up. I see this nasty barrage of attacks just put him dangling. And as he's swaying back and forth, crosses right through the dead of my crosshair, and I just unleash it.
Cool.
I'm going to use in my sights,
Of course, yep. That'll give you plus
which
2.
will then a marksman trigger, so it'll be +4.
Okay.
Let's roll that. Be at legendary. So it's a +9. And then just to make sure that this thing croaks, I'm using my last fate point to use tactical surgeon. I'm going to target it right at the frontal lobe.
Okay.
So that's
That gives you a
+3
fate point. So that takes a total of 12. Because I rolled a 0 on his defense.
So 9. It's +1, +3, 4 plus weapon damage, 8. So it'd be 17.
Yeah, he's dead.
So as he gets pinned back by this nasty Omni Blade attack, I just study my breathing. Pull the trigger. You see it just recoil. Once again, it just splits right down the center, and his body hangs lifelessly trapped in the door. He's not even able to fall over because it has his leg clipped. So as I exhale, I go ahead and I just lock it back, and I whisper under my breath, "Your race is a mistake."
Nice. Okay. He's dead. He's gone. You've defeated the Krogan Battlemaster. I can start to erase some of these aspects now.
I get up immediately, walk straight over the Krogan's body, putting the mantis behind on my back, pull out my clay pistol, and unload a full clip in its head.
Okay.
I just keep shooting. As the ichor's splashing up on me, and you can see me biting my lower lip, and it's hard to pick up emotion on a Solarian sometimes, but you really see what you think is pure hate.
Nice.
Seeing him like expend this thermal
Any
clip
reactions
like
that
once he's
you guys or just
standing there like huffing and puffing, like, you know, holding his gun over this thing afterwards. Orsock will just walk up and he extends his hand with a thermal clip in it just in case we still need it.
I take it. You can see my hand just shaking. It starts to steady itself out a bit as I get over my bloodlust. Thanks, Orsic. You did good. You could be an STG if you were Solarian.
You could be Turian military if you were Turian.
I turn around and look back at Drethkar and kind of motion my head. Well, shall we go in?
Yeah, pats the head of his hammer, in his palm. Yeah, I'll knock.
So you see, like, I'll take my pistol in both hands and just kind of slink through the door.
Yeah, you can open the door up, no problem. When you go in, surprisingly, you find the facility's empty.
What?
There was just this one battlemaster and a couple of guards here.
Something seems awry. Why would they leave this facility unguarded?
All it does is monitor their nuclear winter. Perhaps to the Krogan that's not a vital asset.
Then why bother putting the facility up in the first place?
As I'm walking up the stairs, I'm just muttering to myself, Krogan know a lot about war, but very little about life.
From the looks of our friend down there, they certainly don't know how to preserve their own.
Where would... So we had the schematics, I'm understanding, since you said we knew there was only one way in. Where is the core at? That's where I want to hit, straight to the core.
Yeah, well, Corso has the schematics. He knows exactly where you need to go. You actually have, one of you would have a pack, probably Corso himself, with the elements of the genophage, which need to be entered into the system, which will then be dispersed throughout the atmosphere, and it's meant to basically sterilize the Krogan, nearly anyway.
So is this all taking place from like a central command center? Like, is there a computer terminal and
Exactly.
Okay. So I will show them. I'll actually send it to them. If they have some kind of HUD or an Omni tool or whatever, at the very least, I'll tell them over the communique and start leading them towards that direction.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Probably very brisk pace at this point, because I'm noticing the damage that we've taken, our gear starting to wear.
Actually, when you get to the actual system itself, you'll find a couple of Krogan scientists. But I'll just, if you want to just narrate how you guys eliminate them, because they're not anywhere near as tough even as the soldiers who are out front.
Well, I'll poke my head out around when we see these, and I'll turn back, and you see a grin just pierce my lip. Krogan scientists. Oxymoron. How do you guys think we should handle them?
Heath, I'm going to give you a fate point and compel you for the Primarch, and you're just going to charge right in and whack one of them with your hammer.
So yeah, absolutely. Just this guttural howl, just for the Primarch, and just barrels in there, brings the hammer to bear like Babe Ruth. Just blasts this guy in the ribs, and the pneumatic head rockets out and just sends him sprawling.
And
Orsak, 20 feet across this facility.
I'm going to compel you something to prove, because you don't want to be outdone. So you can have a fate point as well, and you can describe how you kill the other one.
Orsak, seeing him just charge, or seeing, sorry, I keep forgetting your character's name. Seeing Drokar just charge in, immediately, like, just sort of, deftly moves around the circumference of the room, and then leaps over the panel that the Krogan scientist is now, like, has his back up against, and just slits its throat. Tosses the body to the side. You should be clear to enter your data now.
Nice. I'll walk over and get to work on the terminal.
That's pretty awesome. You're like, how do you want to do this? And they just both charge in and fucking take that. So yeah, go ahead and roll a quick systems check. It's not going to be too difficult, though. As your...
It'd be a 3. But you know what? I have a fate... Or actually, I don't have a fate point left. I've got to remove that.
You don't have a fate point left?
No, I don't. I used it to add 3 damage to my last.
You're right, you did. Okay, so you don't have a fate point. Cool. But that's okay.
So
3 is plenty good enough. You successfully get the Genophage implemented into the system. All you have to do is push a button, and it will start to disperse into the atmosphere.
So I'm sitting there looking at the button, realizing the gravity of what I'm about to do. And I share a quick little conversation with my comrades here. What the Genophage does, is it makes the Krogan lose most of their young in stillbirth. It's very nasty business. But the Krogan, and I start tracing the button, are a very nasty race. It's unavoidable, really. I turn and I'm going to look right at Orsak.
We were sent to do a job. I'm not leaving until the job's complete. So on your mark, we go.
I'm going to look at Drathkar before I press it. Once we do this, there's probably no turning back. It doesn't affect just one gene. Gene therapy won't work. It's every gene. It's the cellular level. It's going to change them. Are you willing to accept the responsibility of that?
Look, we ain't got all day. You want to press that button?
I stand up and I'm gonna put my hands behind my head and I'm gonna start to pace.
Having a moral dilemma.
And as I'm having the moral dilemma, I'm going to let my renegade just overtake me. Has to be done. I run up and just fist it.
I'll give you a fate point. So you go full renegade, you push the button, and the genophage is implemented. You know now that you have to send a message back to Council Command to let them know that it's been implemented on the homeworld, and so that the Turian fleet can start to deploy it, because they have it in a military weaponized form, that they can start to deploy it against all the Krogan colonies and battle fleets, everything else. The key was, of course, that you had to first implement it on the homeworld, because just in case they would try to take refuge, or if they were to defend the homeworld long enough, it could still cause problems. But now that you've implemented it here on their base, the Turian fleet is prepared to start using it against all of their colonies, all of their fleets, and everything else. So you can get that message out over a console right here.
All right, so I'll definitely go to do that, but before I do, I'm going to turn to the other two and say, Turian weaponry, Solarian weaponry. They're going to know exactly who did this. Should we try to doctor up the scene a bit?
Sounds like an excellent plan. And Orsock will just go to, like, start find some Krogan shotgun somewhere that he can actually use, like, pick up and use, since the Claymore can only be used by the Krogan, and he'll just begin, basically just, mangling the bodies with it.
Yeah, that seems quite futile at this point. The Turian fleet is poised to move, and their homeworld's been neutered. Why bother?
You actually see at this point, too, you probably didn't notice up until now, but I'm using Turian weaponry.
The point, my friend, is plausible deniability. It doesn't matter whether we did it. It matters that we can say we didn't.
Why bother? They're doomed.
Yes, well, there's the matter that they're hell to deal with. That's why we're here in the first place. Look, all I'm saying is, if it throws them off a track for a week, that's a week I can sleep better at night.
Okay. So you guys doctor up the scene a bit, move out, start moving back towards your shuttle.
Yeah, and I mean, it's in really comical fashion from my end. Like, I'm making it look like Krogan raiders at the place. I'm going over to the console. I'm bashing, like, leaving dents in the machine, like a Krogan was trying to figure out how to use it and couldn't do it, so he started beating on it. I crack a couple of the panels.
Cool. You pick up there's some Krogan chatter, too, over the comms. They don't know what the hell's going on. There's talk about, there's some kind of a problem going on at the Shroud. Supposedly there was some kind of an alarm went off, but then it was disabled. Now the environmental controls are doing weird things. There's strange white shit being pumped out into the atmosphere from the Shroud. All units report to the Shroud and secure the location, find out what's going on.
Well, looks like it's time to get back to the ship.
That's right. Guess we better move out before they get a chance to get here.
Okay. So you guys moving back to the ship as fast as you can. As you do so, the ground begins to rumble. I would need a, what would I call it? Like an athletics check to keep your balance, I suppose. Sounds good. Unless you can think of a better skill to use for it. Which basically making balance checks.
I got a 4.
Yeah, athletics should be the one. Okay. Yeah, you managed to keep your feet. You're just kind of,
Same
shaking
here.
up a little bit. What about you? What's your name? Drogthar.
We're just running back to the ship, so I'll just chug along.
I'll make an athletics check because the ground starts to shake like an earthquake.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
It's like the planet itself is fighting against you for the crime that you've done.
Fuck that planet.
+1. Okay, you fall down. You're knocked to the ground.
Army crawling.
Okay.
Now I'm going to look at him army crawling, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here and guess that I would be aware of what this most likely is, being a Solarian STG. I'm gonna say, "You fool! Run! It's a Thresher Maw!"
And as you say that,
I get up
the
and run.
ground opens up right in front of you between you and the ship that you're heading towards. And let me just pop up a little screen share again for you, so just in case Bruce knows what these things look like.
What? It's popping up between me and the ship?
between all three of you in the ship.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I mean, your ship's still a little ways away, but it's like a zone away from you. This thing tears up out of the ground. You see it there? That's only a portion of it. These things get pretty big.
I don't really see what the big deal is.
You're about to. Let's see. So again, I'll go the same way as before. I'll let you go first, Orsak.
All right. Orsak, seeing this enormous creature just burst forth from the ground, is going to see just the shattered wreckage of a ship, or I'm sorry, a Krogan like land vehicle in this desolate wasteland, and is going to go and try to take cover behind it using stealth.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me a quick stealth roll. This could come in handy later. Just keep note of what you rolled. So you got a 3 on your stealth. That's good to know. Okay, so you go and try to hide back there. Who will go next?
Next up will be Drogthar.
Drogthar, you're on the ground looking up at this thing.
I mean, I suppose I get to my feet. Seems like a good idea.
Yeah, let's use that freely anyway. What do you want to...
I feel like now's a good time to turn my other shield thing on.
Yeah, activate your barrier.
Yeah, we'll activate my barrier.
Which reminds me just to make note that you guys have all your shields back. You had a heavy shield and light armor, didn't you, Corso? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's sitting at just 2.
Okay, yeah, it's at +2. Okay. And who's going to go next, the Thresher Maw or Corso?
YOLO. Thresher Maw's next.
Okay. Let's see. So he's gone and hidden behind the thing, so I'm just going to take him out of the equation. So it's going to either attack Corso or it's going to attack Drogthor. I'll just make a roll. If the number comes up positive, it'll attack Drogthor. If it comes up negative, it'll attack Corso. Just a random thing. Just randomize it. It's negative, so it's going to attack Corso, which is good because Corso hasn't taken any damage yet anyway. He's been way too fortunate. So these things basically spit like a type of acid kind of attack, which is exactly what it will spit at Corso. Oh, not a good roll. Corso, you will defend with athletics. Okay, and you dodge, no problem. Yep, it misses you. And then it's your turn. Nice roll.
All right. So with it going right by my shoulder and me narrowly avoiding it, I turn and I yell back at the others. Or I guess it's just one because one of us is hiding. I turn to Drovkar and I say, "We have to run. There's no way we can beat this thing." And I'm gonna beat it. I'm using athletics and I'm running towards the ship.
Okay, make an athletics roll.
The prime motivation for this is really that there's a Solarian STG like stealth ship down here after we just sabotaged it, and I'm not leaving it if I die.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got a good roll. So you're able to move 3 zones. So you move basically kind of towards. Are you trying to flank around it, or are you going to move by it?
I'm gonna move around it. I'm gonna use my fate point though also.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to invoke ends justify the means.
Just add +2 or to...
Yeah, to add +2 to it, so it'd be a +5.
Okay. Yep.
So she'll let me get a little bit further.
So I'm going to say because you're flanking around it, you go 1, 2. Okay, so you can move. You can get about 3 zones of distance between it and yourself with that athletics roll.
I will then choose myself to go.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And I will use athletics to run the maximum distance towards my ship.
Roll again. You have no fate points, by the way. We'll mark that one off.
Oh, yep.
Fate points. I could try.
Oh, that's a 7. Epic. Nice.
Oh yeah, you're booking, man. He is so fast. He is out of there. It's like fucking the Roadrunner. Who's gonna go after you?
You see me hopping over broken walls, like rolling between boulders, surfing down the edge of dunes. I'm fucking beelining it. I'm going to let Drathkar go.
Okay, Drathkar.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I'll run as well. Seems like a good idea.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics roll.
Okay.
You still got to kind of flank around it, so.
Boom.
What'd you get? Oh, you don't have your rolls overlaying, do you?
Huh?
So you have +1? Yeah. So you're able to just kind of flank up around beside it. You're still about the same distance from it. You're just getting kind of closer to where the ship is. Who goes after you?
Thresher Maw. Did it go yet?
Okay, it's going to attack you because you're closer to it.
Come at me, bro.
That's +9.
Alright, it came.
You get to roll an athletics check to try to dodge. I don't think there's anything you can do though that's gonna.
No, I don't even have athletics, so I'll just.
Okay, so you're rolling at +0.
I'll just take it like a man.
Okay. Do you want to spend any fate points? You have 1 fate point, yeah.
Yeah, we'll spend that fate point. Never give up.
Okay,
Never
so it gets
surrender.
+2, so that makes it a 3 your roll. So it's got 6 shifts on you, +10 for its acid damage.
So what?
That's gonna make it a 16.
What?
It's a giant space dragon man thing.
What?
So your barrier will take 2. You should have seen the damage bonuses I was given to the Reapers.
Like, are you just fucking trying
That
to
takes
murder
2. Your
everybody?
shield takes 4. That's
6.
six.
I'm down to 10.
10.
We get acid ignores armor.
It does indeed. It doesn't
Of course
ignore
it
armor, but it has an armor piercing of 3.
So it ignores armor. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So you have 10 remaining.
Yeah.
What's your highest stress? Your stress is back. All your stress is back anyway.
My highest one is
That's
6.
Okay, so then you have to take a moderate consequence.
All right.
You've already taken a mild consequence anyway, haven't you? Yeah, shell shot. So now you're going to take a moderate one. A more severe. Yeah.
All right. How about bubbling flesh? It's fucking
Okay.
acid.
Sounds good.
Just walk it off. It'll be all right.
Okay. And then, okay, the only person left to go is Orsak.
Alright, so Orsak, like, sort of, seeing this Thresher Maw from behind his cover spit the acid at his comrade,
He's sizzling.
yeah, realizing that he probably won't be able to get away without some kind of assistance, he sort of surveys the area around him and realizes that this must have been some sort of Krogan, like, vehicle depot or something, and he sees one of the vehicles that looks somewhat intact, even though it doesn't have its wheels anymore. And he hops inside, and I want to use the anything goes stunt to attempt to fire off this vehicle's cannon at the Thresher Maw. I don't know how you want to rule that.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Do you have an
And he's what's up?
artillery skill to fire?
No, he's just totally like letting his something to prove sort of take over at this point. He's like, no way in hell we're going down to a Thresher Maw after we completed the mission.
Okay.
So just roll a normal roll.
Yeah, well, it's artillery. Artillery.
Okay. Oh God, that's terrible.
Okay.
So I will spend a fate point to invoke the sorry. Spend a fate point to invoke my something to prove trouble.
Okay, so that brings you up to a +1, so you succeed with 1 shift. The damage on this cannon is going to be a big tank cannon, so I'm going to give
Oh
you...
no, I'm just trying to create an advantage for
Oh.
them to be able to roll away or to run better. I wasn't actually trying to attack it. My apologies.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you're up to a +1 average. What's the advantage you're trying to create?
Bigger fish to fry. Or
Bigger-
bigger prey.
What was your rule anyway? Oh, yeah, okay.
It was just +1.
Sure, so you're just trying to get his attention.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm basically trying to make it want to attack the tank.
Yep. Okay,
And not
cool.
us.
And you get a free invoke on that as well, so that's for Orsak. 1 free invoke. Cool. Okay. Go ahead and mark off that fate point. You were the last to go, so you get to decide who goes first this time.
All right. So I will go first, and I'm going to, now seeing that the Thresher Maw is paying attention to the vehicle, I want to, through like part of the damaged carapace, see if I can't slip out and start like moving through these buildings away from it and away from the tank.
Roll a stealth check.
Okay. Ugh. Okay.
You beat him anyway. He doesn't see you slip away.
Awesome.
And yeah, I'll say you get 1 zone away anyway, because you're rolling stealth. You're not running full speed.
Right.
Who's gonna go after you?
Drokthar is going to go
Okay.
after me.
You see the Thresher Maw is just like vomited up this horrible acidic stuff on you, and you look kind of like that guy in RoboCop that gets hit with the toxic waste. You remember that dude? But it turns away from you as the cannons start firing off around it from that Krogan tank over there, basically. It turns towards that.
This keeps up, I might look like fucking RoboCop.
What action do you want to take?
The run action.
Okay, go ahead and roll your athletics.
I really should have bought some of that athletic stuff, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're at 8 points too, aren't you?
I don't know. Since I got the 1, no, I used it. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. Okay. So you're trying to run, but you're just too hurt. You just hobbling along. You move 1 more zone away from it towards the ship.
All right.
Who goes next, the Thresher Maw or Corso?
It's been working out pretty good so far. We'll let the Thresher Maw go.
Okay. The Thresher Maw dives under the ground, and the ground shakes some more. Actually, since you're so close to it, I'm actually have both of you. I'm going to have Orsak and Drogthor roll athletic checks because it's moving by you, Drogthor, when it goes back underground. And it's going to pop back up out of the ground. So, oh yeah, you rolled fine. Neither one of you gets thrown down. So you just shake a bit. It comes back up out of the ground, right up under the tank, lifting the tank up into the air and like knocking it aside and just wrecking the fucking thing. And Orsak, you managed to not get like knocked over or anything too, or don't have any buildings collapse on top of you as you're slinking away from it. And so next is Corso. Corso, you barely even, if you look over your shoulder, you can barely see what's going on back there. You're moving so fast.
I'm gonna continue my table march for my vessel.
Okay, go ahead and roll another.
Athletics.
Yeah. You've moved so many zones past it, there's chances you're going to probably reach the ship this turn. You're +2.
I got it. +2.
That's enough. You'll get to the ship.
All right. So I will then choose myself again.
Okay, yep. Next turn.
I'll go into the ship, and I want to use the communications on the ship.
Uh-huh. For what?
And I'm going to contact the Solarian counselor.
Okay.
So you see her pop up on the HUD, and she's in a secluded side room by herself, nobody else there. And you see me leaning over, out of breath, a little bit bloodied, sweat running down my brow. We did it.
Operative Corso.
The mission was a success, counselor.
Good
And
work.
the two Turians are busy with a thresher maw. As I was told, I used only Turian weaponry. The Shroud looks like it was assaulted by Turians. The question is, do I take the ship and leave?
Get yourself and the ship out of there. Make sure you're not seen. Make sure you're not engaged by Krogan forces.
Very good, counselor. It will appear as if the Turians made their last blunder.
Yes, and the 2 bodies found behind on the world will help to solidify that.
Precisely. So I'll end the comm, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Who goes after you?
I'll say the Thresher Maw.
Okay. Let's see. Well, the Thresher Maw knows where Drogthor is. It would have to make an alertness check against his stealth roll. I'll just go with the stealth roll you made before. You had a +6. So oh no, it doesn't know where Orsak is at all. It simply turns and it spits acid again at Drogthor. So it's going to have a +7. Drogthor, roll your athletics.
Can you use like my fight? It's like bat it away with my hammer.
No, because it's 2 zones away from you at the moment.
Athletics. Note to self, man. Get athletics. All right,
I'll give you a +2. I'll give you a +2 to your roll though, since you're 2 zones away.
Oh, thanks. You're a sweetheart.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I literally have to roll all max.
Okay. Even then, you wouldn't be able to know. So okay,
No.
so that's a 2 against 7, so that's 5, 15 damage. Your shields are down. Your barrier.
I fucking melt.
Yeah, it destroys you.
Throwing my hammer at it on the way out.
Fuck you. Actually, Orsak, if you want, you can, as long as you remain stealthy and don't just jump up and say, "Hey, I'm over here," you can get away from it. It's not going to know where you are. So it'll eventually just go away.
Okay.
You can see in the distance the Solarian vessel, the Solarian shuttle, lift off and start to move in the air. And at first it turns as if it's coming towards you. Actually, I'll let Corso narrate this, in fact.
Yeah, so I lift it up, and you just see it start to head in your direction a little bit, and then ribbon upward, and start leaving out of the atmosphere of Tuchanka, heading back towards the Citadel.
Like the last thing, like a broken up communique that you hear like right before you leave the systems, like right before you leave the system. Definitely not Turian. Yeah, through all the static.
Okay.
I'm gonna haunt him too. By the way.
Okay. I think. I mean, other than we could play for hours as to what happens with Orsak's fate left behind on Tuchanka with a bunch of pissed off Krogan. But
he's an infiltration specialist. He's gonna go pretend to be a Vorcha for a while.
Eventually, I imagine he eventually gets caught and probably blamed for the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
But summarily executed without trial. Okay, so that's how we're going to wrap this up, guys. You've successfully implemented the Genophage on Tuchanka. We'll do a little outro if anybody wants to make any comments about the game or plug anything else or say anything else before they go. So we'll go the same order. Go ahead, Josh.
Thank you for the game. This is awesome. My first chance to play Fate, and I love it. Like I don't know if normal Fate is anything like this, but this is awesome. So thank you for that, sir. Check out Roll with the Punches and the OSG, where this game was originally organized.
Yeah, that's the Tabletop RPG one-shot group on Facebook, and I will check out your channel because I don't think I'm not aware of your channel yet. I don't think.
Yeah, it's pretty small and very, very new.
Well, I'll definitely check you out, and everybody else, if you get a chance, go check out Roll with the Punches. And just to answer your question, normal Fate is a little less crunchy, I think, than this. It doesn't have all this, like just the general system doesn't have all this shields and armor and that's all kind of added stuff to the system. But you can play much more simplified versions of Fate Core for sure. And if you play Fate Accelerated, it's even kind of faster and easier. You can make a Fate Accelerated character in like 5 minutes. Hell, even Heath could make a Fate Accelerated character in 10 minutes.
Fuck you.
So on that note, Heath, do you want to go ahead and do your own outro?
Yeah, Heath, also known as Bruce Wayne, had a blast playing. Definitely look forward to playing some more. I will have a complete character this time. If you play with Andrew, make sure to stab him in the back first. And check out all these guys' channels, Fantastic Dimensions, Roll with the Punches, SR2 Joker on YouTube. Head over to the OSG or the RPG Wild Wild West and get in on some games, man. Have some fun.
Cool. Andrew?
I think Keith said it pretty well. Check all that stuff out. Sorry, guys, that I ended up betraying you in the end, but it's the way STG roll.
Oh, dude, that was perfect. Like I kind of knew that was coming. I feel like.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it, but looking at like my aspects, it just fucking made sense. It was like renegade, ends justify the means. I had set it up to look Turian, trying to cover the steps.
You did make all Turian weapons too, didn't you?
Yeah, I think from the whole Mass Effect standpoint, it would make sense for the Solarians to do something like that.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool too. So thanks very much for tuning in and watching this game on Fantastic Dimensions. Again, check out Joshua's channel, Roll with the Punches, and Andrew's SR2 Joker on YouTube. And on Facebook, then there's the Tabletop RPG one-shot group and the RPGW3. Both really good gaming groups. Lots of people on there playing games, running games, talking different game styles and game ideas. So if you enjoy games, get involved in those groups. All right. Thank you very much. And should be doing another one of these, I think, next week. Or no, it would be the week after. Yeah. Thank you very much. All the best.